Yeah, so we're just literally just less than 24 hours away from kickoff now. First game of the World Cup. Tell me how you're feeling, how the team is feeling, and what can we expect from Canada in this first game?
Yeah, we're super excited. We're really looking forward to the game against Papua New Guinea. As expected, there's a few nerves running, but we're just trying to maintain the calm and really execute our game plan. We want to play fast and hard, hoping to get to do that tomorrow.
Papua New Guinea have a tendency to be a very physical outfit. How are you hoping to handle them tomorrow night? It's obviously one of the top teams in the world at the moment as well, so a lot of quality on show. What is the game plan? If you don't mind running too much, of course.
Yeah, I mean, we're really looking also to play a physical game, so to really get up and hit hard in the middles, start to tire out the middles and just keep, hitting them hard and hoping to open up the spaces for some of our speed.
Tell me about the preparation, because there's not been many occasions where you've been together as a group, as I'm being told, and you're coming into the biggest tournament, it's the World Cup. So tell me about the preparation. Run me through how things have gone over the last few weeks and months leading up to this tournament.
Yeah, so I guess in the past year we've had the opportunity to come together for 2 camps at various locations across Canada. That's sort of our challenge, is how spread out we all are. When we're not together, we're doing the individual work. A lot of us play for local union clubs. It's not the same as league, but it still gets the fitness and the skills there. And then, we try to get together within our sort of regional pockets as much as we can to work on some of the more league-specific skills. But it's been a lot of preparations leading up to this. And, the more you can get together, the better you'll sort of gel together. And I think this team's really come together nicely.
For the people who are watching this might not know you, can you tell us about yourself, how you discovered rugby league, how you discovered rugby, how you got into the sport?
Sure. I started playing rugby union probably 15 years ago or more. I came into it pretty honestly at 14 when I played a bit of basketball and I got fouled out by halftime every game. So the ref said, hey, maybe this isn't your sport. Maybe you should try rugby. I don't know if you've heard of it. So when I got to high school, it was the first time they had a women's union team. So I joined. And then from there, actually only a few years ago, I switched to playing league as well. And that was because a few teammates of mine had been on that 2017 World Cup team, and they're like, hey, I think this is a sport you'd really enjoy, and you'd be good at it. So I gave it a go, and I loved the speed of the game, so switched over too.
So wasn't one of the main reasons why you switched over, the sort of the difference in styles between league or union, or was there a fact that potential World Cup place on the line? Was that also a sort of motivating factor?
I'd say the first hook was actually just the speed of the game and the way league kind of differs from union. I really liked that sort of offensive and defensive switch, and I loved how fast it was. I tried to get involved where I could. There's only so much league domestically that we play, but pretty quickly, I was playing in a nines tournament, and then I was playing for the province of BC in a game against Alberta. So it moved quickly to be able to play at a high level for league within Canada, and then next thing I knew, I was pretty focused on preparing for a World Cup.
Domestically, how is the rugby league scene look like over in Canada? Do you get much action over there, or not really?
Not a ton. We've been really, since the first World Cup where Canada debuted, we were really pushing to get women's rugby league going in the various provinces, so you could have a provincial league, kind of like union. It was a bit, I'd say, hindered by COVID, just with sport being shut down entirely. It kind of kills a very new sport. But we are still pushing to keep that going. The last 2 summers we have run a women's side in BC, which is where I'm from. We don't always have the numbers to play games, but we'll play nines if that's all we have. And then, we just look for opportunities to come together, for example, for camps like this, and we've started doing like an East versus West, so Eastern Canada versus Western Canada game, so that we can sort of have games throughout the year.
What do you think is the next step for Canadian Rugby League in order to continue to grow? Because obviously 2017 was the first World Cup, hindered by COVID as everybody else was. 2022 has come. Oh, in 10 years' time, where do you see Canadian Rugby League, and how do you think we get there?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that would help rugby league in Canada would be just spreading the word and getting people involved. So just bringing out, I brought my sister to try rugby league. I brought friends to try rugby league, and just engaging with people to give it a shot. The other side I think that could really benefit is if we could build some youth programs so that people come into it earlier and therefore sort of set a foundation of the skills needed to play rugby league. We'll always probably have that crossover athlete from Union and League because Union is quite big in Canada. But if people are interested in a sport that they can progress to, a high level quickly, like League is open, and we're really open to teaching people how to play.
I mean, that must be a massive motivating factor, isn't it? If the new players coming in and they think, well, in 4 or 5 years' time, I could be playing on the biggest stage, and on stadiums like this, 3 years like this, on a stadium like this, in front of, on BBC television as well. It must be a motivating factor. But how do you're looking at the stadium, we're obviously at Headingley, a legendary rugby league ground. I mean, did you ever think you'd be out here with Canada?
No, this is totally a dream come true. I didn't really think I'd be getting to this level. I started playing rugby league when I was 27 or 28, so a bit older to make that switch. But here I am. So if I can do it, anyone can.
Just one of the things I wanted to note as well. You've got the 3-time World Cup winner on your team now as well. Has she? How has she come into the team? Because I know she's not been able to train with you that much, but she's got so much experience. Is she like a mentoring type of personality in the team? Can you tell me about her impact?
Yeah, absolutely. We really only met Laura when we got over here, but she's fit into the team really great. We've got a range of ages of players with various experience with rugby league, and to have that person with so much knowledge and experience and competing at a high level on the world stage is invaluable to a team like ours that's sort of younger and newer. She's definitely a quiet leader. She's always, helping coach people through like their positions and answering questions, and she's a huge part of that mentorship on the team.
Well, lastly, because I know it's cold and you want to get back in, what does success mean for Canada at this tournament?
Yeah, we all have to believe that we will win. You can't go into any tournament thinking otherwise. Success for us is playing our game and executing our gameplay, and that, I think, will give us the opportunity to take us as far as we can go.